should be like you, Melvin.
Ultimate on-demand destination for the UK's best fan-led football podcasts.
Want authentic supporter insight on all things Bournemouth? Follow Up the Cherries in all departments on the TalkSport Fan Network.
Club-dedicated content created by the fans, for the fans.
Search TalkSport Fan Network.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Hope you are doing well. Hope you're doing well. And we are back with some Cherry AM. And beside me, I have got Mr. Ollie Hudson. How you doing, Ollie?
Yeah, not very well. Not very well. Not bad, thanks, mate. You can tell what kind of day it was yesterday, can't you?
Yes.
Yeah, not bad, thanks, mate. How are you?
Yeah, all good, all good. And I tell you what a fantastic result against Everton. We gave them 3 of the best, and they took one hell of a beating. Do you know what? I might start trying to do the Jason Cundy thing where I've got a chair, the wheels, and just roll myself in. Has anyone seen Everton? I need to think of a list of names though before I do that. So yeah, and also need to make them relevant and noticeable. People that actually know who they are. But yes, good to see you, mate. Let's go through these comments quickly. And we do have Malcolm Chiverton. He is at the airport, or on the way to the airport. Have a safe journey, Malcolm, and we shall see you very, very soon. And he's going to catch the show later on as well. There we are. That is dedication to the cause there, isn't it? He is still watching, and he's in a car on the way to the airport. I'm guessing he's in a taxi on the way to the airport or on a train. Of course, we said safe travels to Malcolm. See you soon. And Malcolm said thanks. There we are. Malcolm has replied to that. I didn't realise Malcolm was still watching at that point. But yeah, good to see you, mate. Paul from Oz has said, have a good flight, Malcolm, and morning, everyone. Paul from Oz. Darren Hurst is said morning, afternoon, or hope you're doing well, Darren. Good to see you, mate. And Mr. Matthew Harrison, how you doing, Matt? He said morning all in the chat. A big shout out to Darren Hurst for promoting us across Facebook yesterday. Greatly appreciated. Thank you for sharing. Most definitely, Darren, and we really do appreciate your support. It does mean the world to us, and the more we can get this show out there, if you can share it on Facebook, share every episode on your wall, get family and friends to join up, guys. I tell you what, it's every single subscriber counts, and every single subscriber is welcome, even if they're not a Bournemouth fan. Even if they have a mild interest in the club, we will convert them into diehards. There we are. Darren said safe travels to Malcolm, and have a pint or few of what I miss, Rear Wales. There we are. Paul from Oz has said hi, Matt. And Chris has said good morning to Matt and Paul. And this is a nice message. I'm just trying to support supporting and trying to promote a great thing, mate. We really do appreciate
Yeah,
that.
love that,
Honestly, it's
Darren.
really, really nice, and we do really, thank you for that. Paul from Oz has said hello to Chris. And Paul Santi's in the house. Good morning to Paul. We have got Chris Hubble saying hello to Paul. We've got Daniel. Hope you're doing well, Daniel. Good to see you, mate. And Matt said thank you to Darren. And hello, morning to Chris. Nick Gillins, good morning, all. He said, good morning, Nick. Good morning to Dan Short. Good morning, mate. Retro shirts galore this morning. Yes, most definitely, mate. Most definitely. Look, there's Ollie with his yellow coaches one, and there's me with, I'll tell you what, I absolutely love this kit, but I did get asked whether or not I'd stolen my grandma's neck curtains when I first wore this. But yeah, good morning as well to Liam Humby. Hope you're doing well. And hello, guys. He said Badger and Bournemouth fan. And yes, there we are. We're at the end of the comments there. So good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, or good evening to a lot of people dotted around the world. We are reaching all corners of the globe, aren't we, today?
Yes, yeah, we are indeed. And it seems to get bigger as well. Seems that Cherry AMs only seem to continue to get a little bit more exposure into different countries and different parts of the globe, which is fascinating. And awesome to get such an eclectic little group of people every morning. I love it. Mm-hmm. Absolutely love it.
If you want to watch some live football as well, Ringwood versus Poole Town tonight at 7:45. Dan Short has said, £5 for adults, £3 for concessions. Why not? Why not go and support a local team? Definitely worth your football fix as well. But let's get stuck into it. So, of course, Manchester United are coming up in the summer series, which we've covered in some detail. This is a tournament we can probably win, isn't it, Ollie?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it'd be really cool if we did win it as well. As a pre-season tournament, if we can go into the first game of the season against Liverpool on that Friday night and have this under our belt, even if we had 3 wins under our belt, I think it would be fantastic. But
yeah,
I'm not sure if that's asking a lot. I think given our first performance, I don't think it is. And then seeing Man U play West Ham, I think we could have this tournament if we keep our heads on and which I think we will. And I think Iraola will continue to rotate the players and continue to try out different things. And yeah, I've got full faith that we'll do all right.
I'd be a little bit worried, to be honest, if I was, especially a West Ham fan, an Everton fan, but also Man United didn't really play that great, did they?
Well, I'd be more worried as a Man United or a West Ham fan. I'll be honest, less than Everton, because I think if that Everton side that played us in the first half goes and plays against United or how West Ham played in their game, Everton will win 2-0, 3-0.
Yeah.
So and then that will show the difference in between the two teams, right? So you have Bournemouth and Everton winning their games, and United and West Ham drawing or losing their games. So yeah, I haven't got. I don't want to sound hard like I'm negging on United again, but I haven't got much faith in them this season. I can't see what they're going to do.
No, I can't, and I honestly think that they're going to really, really struggle. And I think Amorim will probably leave the club as well quite early on. So this is a big question. A very, very big question. We've been speculating about it. I have just checked the website, and there's nothing on there at the moment. But keep your eyes peeled onto the AFC Bournemouth website, because to be honest, I can see, and no doubt it's going to be 9 o'clock now that they reveal it, guaranteed. I think that there will be the kit surely announced today, because if Man United are going to be playing in red, like you say, Paul, we are either going to be playing in last year's away kit, which I don't see the benefit of doing that, or we're going to be playing in this season's away kit, which, of course, there's the pink rumours, there's the blue and black rumours. Everybody loved the blue and black mock-up that I did. Literally, it wasn't. It was like a 2-minute job, but I was quite impressed of how it came out. To be fair, but yeah, I think it will be interesting because neither of those well, the pink might clash. So I think it's probably going to be another shirt. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe we'll play in the Michael B. Jordan shirts. So the black shirt, maybe.
That'd be nice. Yeah.
It would be nice. Yeah, it would be nice. Which, of course, are still on the club shop. They've got a restock of it. I don't think they're going anywhere. But if you do want them a little bit cheaper, actually, I've seen where you can get it a little bit cheaper. But on the Umbro website, they've actually got the Michael B. Jordan shirts for half price. So there we are. Something to have a little look at on the Umbro website. Doug, how you doing? Well, Doug, and of course, great tier list the other day, mate. Really, really, really good. And he said, "I hope you smash Manchester United. I do as well. It will be very, very, very funny, to be perfectly honest." But yeah, but yeah, I would take a 1-0, 2-0, just to, and that would put us in pole position. To win that competition. Let's be honest, West Ham and Everton, both of them are on defeat. So Man United are on 3 points like us. Let's get a win over them, and then we've got the advantage. And then Man United have to beat Everton, don't they, on the final day?
Yes.
So yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
There we are. Everton might do us a favour. There we are, relying on Everton.
Just looking at, just speaking to a good friend of mine, or just had a message incoming saying that we were robbed last night, apparently. And I'm just looking, and the development squad played last night at 6 p.m. against Real Murcia, Team B. I can't seem to find the result.
I'm not sure. If anybody knows the result,
if anyone in the chat knows anything about that, please let me know. Because I'm struggling to find what he's on about. But he doesn't seem very happy. Seems that we were robbed of victory last night. Strong words he's used. So
it must have been behind closed doors.
It must have been. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's also an avid Bournemouth fan, so I imagine.
Get him on here, Ollie. Get him on here.
I might.
Yeah.
Shout out to Joe. Shout out to Joe if he watches this. By the way.
Hello, Joe. Hope you're doing well. Come on the show. Come on the show. Darren has said we can go old school and play skins with bodies like you now. Yeah, I'll tell you what, or we could do, was it Dorking Wanderers?
Yeah.
In the conference where they turned up in the same colour kit as the home side. Didn't realise because I'm trying to think. No, it was Truro, wasn't it? And they didn't know. Of course, if you've ever watched Mark White's interviews, he's bloody brilliant. He's so funny. And literally, he didn't realise what colour shirt Truro played in. Never played in before, of course. They got promoted. Dorking didn't. So he's turned up with the same colour kit. So they had to turn them inside out to play for the game. Can't make it up. Any transfer updates, we'll come to those in a second, Dan, because there is one player that is being mentioned, and I do want to just cover something that was in the Echo. We aren't playing in last season's Watch This Space. There we go. Matt feels that we're not going to be playing in last season's. Is it blue and black? I wonder. Is it blue and black? I've got a funny. What do you reckon, Ollie? Because this rumor has been bounded about a bit, on X. Not the most reliable source. We've seen the pink kit. The pink kit will probably clash with Man United's red. Is this going to be blue and black, or is it going to be something else, you reckon?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. It could be an old blue and black kit, but I don't know if we go that route. I don't know if we're not about living in the past at the moment, are we, as a club? So I'm not 100% sure if
No,
we'd go,
yeah.
let's move back in time to a design that we've had before. I just can't see us doing that.
But the yellow and navy, where it was the
Yeah,
halves, that was such a popular kit. And in fact,
it was. Yeah.
probably my favourite kit that Umbro have ever done. Really, really, really was. I did like the J cloth after a while. The blue C. I'll have to wear it next time, but where it was like the blue and white sea colours and things like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And I thought that was quite nice. We compared it to a J cloth. I absolutely rinsed it at first and said, "Oh, I don't like that." Went in the club shop and was like, "Oh, actually, that's really nice."
Mm.
But yeah, I'm hoping, I'm hoping we have another blast from the past, and the pink kit maybe is the third shirt, but who knows? I'm sure Umbro's done a good job. Off topic, but I was wondering if either of you watch American football. I don't, to be honest. I don't. And the reason being is I'm not 100% clued up with the actual rules, but it's something that I would. It's a very clever game. It's a very, very clever game. I know there's a lot of stoppages in American football, but it's an incredibly clever game with, teams, how their offense and defense are laid out, how far they have to get, how many chances they've got. American football is very, very clever.
Yeah. See, Badger, in my previous job, so for the last 18 months, before working with Craig, funnily enough, I was in American engineering and aviation recruitment. So I worked on the whole east side of the USA. So I spent a lot of time watching American football, following American football. Yeah, so we can catch up about that offline if you want, Badger. But yeah, I'm all over that, mate.
You know what? I tell you what, we should do a show. Should do a show and maybe just covering the rules and explaining it to anybody, because it is a very, very, very clever game. But it's very stop start. And it's a spectacle, isn't it? You don't just go for the sport. You go because Beyonce will be playing there or whoever.
Yeah, yes and no. Yes and no. I agree and I disagree with that. Only because I haven't ever been exposed to that kind of live scenes or watching it on TV just to watch the Beyoncés or any high performing act or anything like that. I love it because I'm a fan of sports. So I love cricket, I love golf, I love boxing, I love even squash. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Any kind of sport I can get my head into is something that I'll watch and get involved in and take an interest in. And American football, as you said, has got so much involved in it that it makes the game itself interesting to watch alone, let alone everything that's going on the outside, let alone the gamification or the Americanized kind of stadiums and acts of it all as such. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%. To be honest, they do always do that before the World Cup final or the Euros final, don't they? And
They
to be
do
honest,
now.
I don't ever watch it really. But I can guarantee you there's probably going to be Beyonce, Christina Aguilera, or somebody, turn up for, before the World Cup final, in a year's time. Who knows? Even Britney Spears might show an appearance if she's freed by that time. If anybody's ever seen, some of the videos that she's been putting out, they're bonkers. The old black kit, I don't think we'll just go for a plain colour. I think we'll go a little bit zany, to be honest, Darren. But I tell you what I did like. I did like the old black kit from a couple of years back, which was in aid of everyone together. But yeah, I really did like that. I was wearing the blue wave kit last night. I tell you what, it's nice. It is one of my favourites actually. It didn't at first I was like, what the hell is that? And in fact, if you watch back, there's actually a picture of a J cloth for that one. So yeah. Any updates on the away kit? Not at the moment. And Badger and Bournemouth fan has said, thanks, guys. Yeah, not
Yeah.
a problem at all, mate. Always great to see you on here. Always great to talk other sports as well. But let's talk about AFC Bournemouth and, of course, the centre back, which is being rumoured. But just going to the Daily Echo, Andoni Iraola has stated, and this is in a article with, let me just bring it up, Alexander Smith. Hello, Alex. Hope you're doing well, mate. Very, very nice guy as well. They are looking to replace Dean Howson. So, what is the rumour, Ollie?
So, we had a 26 million bid rejected for Lille's Bafodi Diakite, who's got a 35 million asking price. That was going to be a straight replacement for Hudson. So I don't think that's happening anymore. But now we are reportedly interested in Chelsea's 19-year-old defender, Josh Acheampong. However, I don't think Chelsea are going to want to let him go for sale. So this isn't going to be a Dean Hudson. This isn't going to be a come in, do amazingly well, let's make a load of money and sell him. So I think Chelsea are going to prefer a loan move on that. So this will be just purely for depth of the back four, I believe, for the next season. It'll just be security purposes to make sure that we've got everything that we have in strength and depth moving forward into the season.
He has played 5 times for Chelsea. I'm guessing a lot of those are the Premier League games. Actually, he has played 7 times in Europe as well for the Blues. So a very, very, very interesting player. Of course, he can play at the right back position as well, which is adding that extra cover. Say for example, if Smithy gets injured or, Julian Arejo, then there is that little bit of protection as well. So Acheampong does make perfect sense. With regards to Diakite, he's a player I'd like to see here.
Yeah, really, and I'm not sure why we'd underbid. I know that obviously we have to have negotiation tactics, but if there's no budge on 35 million, and we've just had an incredibly good recruitment process and profit and loss essentially this pre-season, why would we not just stick the extra 9 in there? Why would we not just take that player on 35 mil?
Maybe as we get closer to the transfer window closing, maybe we will do, but it will alert other teams, no doubt. Diakite, just looking at his stats, are excellent. Ligon, I know, isn't that standard, but we've also already signed Treffer, and Treffer looks very, very good. He looks very promising. I think he's going to definitely make the step up. I have absolutely zero doubt about that.
Let's also not forget that there are some serious efforts to keep our current players, right? So Zabanio there's some hard efforts to keep him in the team, so. We haven't lost, our main spine of players here, and we're actually turning out. If we keep the players that we've currently got and even still recruit 1 or 2 more, we're in a fantastic position, like a really, really decent position with how strong our squad is, how good our rotation could possibly be, and how much depth we've got in each position around the pitch. We're looking good, really good.
But Diakite as well, for your 35 million, and this is where, I do kind of agree with you, but I think that, they are trying to play hardball. They are trying to get him, for what we want to pay, not what maybe Lille want. Maybe we're going to have to up it. But no doubt the conversation's still ongoing. He is somebody who can play at the centre, but he can move over to both the left and the right. And I think he is good with both feet. So he's both left and right footed, which is rare. He did join the French Olympic team as well, which were successful. And he's done a very, very, very good job. He's played in the Champions League. He's played several times in the Champions League for Lille. So this makes perfect sense, I think, from my perspective, that maybe we have to cough up just to have that added protection. James Hill, don't get me wrong, I think, he is a great defender, and I think he will be, big, big part of our plans. I don't think he's going to go out on loan this time round. I think Metham, is probably surplus to requirements, but maybe we could get a fee for MEPS, and then, effectively, that will cover the rest for Diakite.
Well, is there not a prize pot, a winning fund for the summer series?
Potentially,
because it seems like if we've gone into that first game as confident as we have, can we not be banking at some possible, money back from winning a trophy, winning the summer series? It's America. Like, there must be something in it, monetary must be.
I think Chelsea, didn't they make, something like 400 million or something out of that, Club World Cup thing?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, ridiculous amount of money.
Yeah. And let's be honest, they didn't even properly qualify, but there's me just getting on my high horse there. Really, they should have had Liverpool over there, or they should have had Arsenal. Arsenal had more chance, but of course Chelsea went over there and won it. Who, let's be honest, if Arsenal went over there, they wouldn't win it.
Can I jump to one of the comments quick in the chat? I just want to say hello specifically to Green Travel Clips. Great show as always. Just watched the tier list video of the predicted finishes for Premier League clubs. It was a brilliant video, really enjoyed it. Are you doing a follow-up video on it? And then his next comment is to see if the guesses was correct later on in the season. Yeah, absolutely. And morning. Nice to have you here live, mate. I know who Green Travel Clips is, so it's good to have him watching live. Yeah.
Good to see you, mate. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us. And if you haven't hit the subscribe, the bell button, Ollie tells you to do it now. But yeah, that's something we should really do, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for sure it is. We should be able to come back and rewatch that with the same panel of guests, because Manny is just fantastic as well. What a guy. And to be able to come back and do those, I'd like to do that. I think that'd be a fantastic thing to do. Maybe even twice, maybe a mid-season and an end of season, to see where we're lining up with predictions and how we can look for moving into 2026. But yeah, awesome suggestion, and I'm sure we'll be all over that.
Darren said the purple jacaranda kit was cool. I'll tell you what, the palm tree one, I love that kit.
Yeah, that's good.
Kit. Yeah, it is a good one. It's probably not one that I wear that much, though. Actually, I do normally wear the yellow and navy more. I do wear the home shirts as well, and I do like these retro shirts. Those are the ones. Those are my go-tos, really. Liam said he loves all sports as well. There we are.
Nice.
We're going to have to start covering other sports as well on here. Maybe do other little bits and pieces, little offshoot shows. Dan Short has said, see, Aaron Ramsdale has been linked with a move to Newcastle. Yes, he most definitely has. And I think the loan move makes sense from Southampton's perspective, because just in case they get promoted again. But yeah, Eddie is a big admirer of Aaron Ramsdale. He gave him his chance at AFC Bournemouth. When it did look that Mark Travers was going to get, the nod. But yeah, Rambo, deserves a chance. I know that there's a lot of people going on and saying, oh, it's and quite a few Newcastle fans, oh, it's uninspiring and things like that. But Aaron Ramsdale is a good goalkeeper. He's a confidence goalkeeper, and I'd have him back here, to be perfectly honest. But I couldn't see him playing second fiddle to Djordje Petrovic. Plus, we have got an abundance of goalkeepers now. So yeah, we need to. I think some of them are going to go out on loan. I think Neto probably be sold. It depends.
You say that. He's looking at the bat as being the backup keeper at the minute.
Yeah, but he's on so much money. He's
Yeah,
probably on
well,
more than Petrovic.
yeah, it's true. Yeah, Neto. I think I want to see Poulsen. I want to see Poulsen play. I want on our next summer series game. I want Poulsen to be out in that squad.
100%. Yeah, I would have preferred to have seen Alex Poulsen over Neto.
100%. Yeah, all day long, and I'd prefer that for the next 2 games. In all
Poulsen
honesty,
is the future, really, in my mind, and I don't think what he needs to do is he needs to spend a prolonged period here, or if he is going to go out on loan, not back to New Zealand. He needs to actually go out on loan, maybe to a championship side. And again, I've said this before with goalkeepers. I don't want him to go to a top end championship side. I'd rather him go to a Millwall or a Preston or someone like that. So he's tested. Watford, yeah. No, actually, don't, because that didn't work out very well for Daniel Jebison. Let's be honest, Watford are just a basket case. So yeah, we don't wish that on you, Alex. Don't do that. Dan Short said, would like to see a backup striker. We've got Enisu now, but yes, maybe we do need somebody else. But Dango, Sean's favourite Dango. He most definitely is, going to be in those backups. Badger and Bournemouth fan, what about Ben Mee for depth purposes? He's on a free, I think. Is he too old? I don't think so, actually. Ben Mee's a very good shout. I think Ben Mee is a
he's
backup.
definitely not too old. Definitely not too old, but I don't know. I wouldn't go as far as saying he's a good shout either.
We're going into the Callum Wilson category there, aren't we? Where, I would have loved to see Callum Wilson come back to AFC Bournemouth. However, more of that is sentimental. And, with Ben Mee, his best days are beyond him. Could he do a job? Yes. Could he do a job regularly? That's where the question is.
I think you've hit the nail on the head there. You saying that about Callum Wilson is definitely a heartfelt reaction rather than best of the team reaction, right?
Exactly. Imagine, touch wood, this won't happen, but Evan Nielsen gets injured. And we got Callum Wilson, and he's having to play every single game, 90 minutes every single game, because he's preferred to NSU now. How long is it before Callum Wilson gets injured?
Not long in my books.
No. And with Ben Mee, has he got the pace? Has he got the legs? Has he got, I think he's got the knowledge. He's going to be a little bit like Smithy, where, Smithy stands off players and reads it, and he's adapted his game. There's nothing wrong with that. I think Smithy's done fantastically well to kind of roll back the clock a little bit. Dan Short said he looks decent, Badger. Yeah, I think, Ben Mee's always been a very, very good player, Dan, and I think I'd quite happily have him as backup, but is he consistent enough at this level now? That's the question. Prices come down towards the end of the window, especially loan players, perhaps Sterling or Grealish. Do you know what? Grealish, I would love, Jack Grealish is one of the nicest players out there, in terms of what he does for charity, in terms of, how he conducts himself. But have we really got space for him? That's the thing.
No, I'm going to throw it out there, and I'm going to say no now. I'm going to say no. He doesn't fit in the squad, guys.
I'd love to see him here. But
it would be amazing. It would be awesome, right? It'd be almost star staggering for a lot of people to have him in our town, and the buzz that would come around him. But he just, do you know what? I'll call it. I think that would be like when Jordan Ard came. I just don't think Jack Grealish would fit in our team. I just don't think he'd fit in the squad that we're building. I don't think it would be a quick enough click, a quick enough gel. I think he would almost think he would. He's too good for that kind of move. I think if that was to happen,
I'd take him on loan for a season, 100%.
Do loan, yeah. I don't necessarily
100%.
Yeah, but
as much as I like the guy, and Jack Grealish is a phenomenal human being, phenomenal person. I've been told before I've got Jack Grealish legs. You know, do you know what? Do you know what? That's do you know what? That's where the strength is in the back of my legs. You know, but yeah, it's not up here, is it? You know, it's not the muscles. But yeah, honestly, Jack Grealish. Honestly, he is a phenomenal player, but I don't think he really fits in to this.
Mate, there's some good comments coming in. There's some good comments coming in.
Yeah, I'm sure that's probably created some comments and probably some laughs as well. Dan Shaw, yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing Sterling in a Bournemouth shirt. Raheem Sterling. I see Raheem Sterling's the polar opposite for me. Would you prefer Raheem Sterling over Jack Grealish?
No,
You had to pick one?
I actually think that's worse.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't. Again, I don't want to sound like that guy, but yeah, I don't rate Sterling as it is. I haven't for a little while. I rate Jack Grealish a hell of a lot higher, and I think he's a really, really sound guy. And there's a comment here saying at the bottom that he'd shift shirt sales. And he would.
He would, yeah.
But yeah, just not.
Yeah.
No, he's not a Bournemouth player, unfortunately. But he just wouldn't fit.
Hello, Sean. Hope you're doing well, mate. Better late than never. Not a problem,
morning, mate.
Not a problem at all. You're always welcome, as you know. Paul from Oz said, sorry, Dan, would like to give Sterling a Tommy Heffernan's special tackle after all the goals he scored against us. He's been a thorn in our side, hasn't he? But at the same time, yeah, I think Sterling's past his best as well. Sean said Neto has to have an offer to be sold or out on loan, and I think that's the problem this season. I think he's just on too much money for a backup. And Green Travel Clips, good to see you, mate. Great news. Honestly, really engaging video. Really looking forward to it. Loving all the content. And I'm not even a Cherries fan, but have to say they're becoming my second team at this rate. See, we're converting people. We're converting people. This is what we should have. You know, this is what we should do for the AFC Bournemouth. Should be allowed to help convert people into Bournemouth.
The
fans.
Cherry AM conversion channel.
Yes. Paul from Oz said, only joking, Dan. Thanks for your support on the channel. Good stuff. Green Travel Clips. We'll definitely be keeping up with all the content during the season and beyond. Thanks for all the hard work, both. Honestly, pleasure, mate. Pleasure. Yeah. And Grealish would certainly like the Bournemouth nightlife. Yeah,
he would. You're right. He absolutely would. He would get on like a house on fire down in the Nicky, wouldn't he, on the Westcliff Beach?
Yes, he would do. He would do. Yeah. He'd be breaking shapes in all the clubs, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he would indeed.
Yeah. To be honest, I haven't been out in Bournemouth for ages. I know the Camel Bar. I fell down the stairs of the Camel Bar once.
How long ago was that?
Quite a while ago now.
Yeah, I was saying that can't be recent. I bet that was at least 8 years ago.
Oh, well, honestly, mate, you know, it was ridiculous. To be honest, does anybody know what the Camel Bar looks like inside? I think we've even discussed this before. I don't think anybody does. I'm sure we've spoken about this on the channel.
You know what? I've been in there a few times over the years. And
what's it like inside? Grim?
Yeah, it's pretty grim, but it's never one that you tend to remember because you're only ever in there really, really early in the morning. So,
and you're too drunk.
It's usually been a long night of drinking, and yeah, you're at the end of the night, so you tend to not remember too much about the Camel, which is good. It's a good thing. I think that's
a good thing. It probably is a good thing. You know, I don't know what colour the walls are or anything. To be fair, all I know
nowadays, in my older age, I tend to go to places like Chicken and Blues rather than Camel. So I eat rather than drink.
Definitely. Matt said, totally agree. Ollie, Grealish won't fit. We are blessed with talent in that position. He would shift shirt sales. Yeah, that's.
Yeah, absolutely, Matt. Yeah, I'm glad you said that and agreed. Brilliant statement at the end. He absolutely would shift shirt sales.
I would love to see him here, but you know, at the same time, I can't see it. Matt said more like Nora Batty's legs. For God's sake, Matt, there was me. I was trying to pick myself up thinking, he's a, Jack Grealish type legs, I
I
was
was
feeling
wondering
good in
who told you that back in the day. Was it your wife? Did your wife say?
Oh, somebody had to, didn't they? But I tell you what,
Yeah.
they have gone a bit downhill ever since I've stopped, doing the running machines and playing the football. Yeah, it's oh dear. Malcolm is through security and with a coffee in hand. Good to see you, Malcolm. Back on the show again. And yeah, have a safe journey. A lot of people. I don't blame you for having a coffee in hand. Some people, when they get through security, even at 8 o'clock in the morning, or what it would be 9 o'clock there, would have a beer. But yeah. And Sean said, I only go to pool these days. I'm not young enough these days for Bournemouth. Yeah, same here. I normally end up having a quick drink in the Weatherspoons or go to Slug and Lettuce. Or, well, I used to go to down that one by the quay, but they've changed it now. So, yeah, those are my little haunts. To be honest, nothing very exciting, really. So, but yeah, what was you going to say, Ollie?
I was going to say, yes, I haven't been back there in I haven't had a drink in Bournemouth in almost a year now.
Haven't you?
Okay, no, yeah.
Yours is probably more recent than mine.
Well, in Bournemouth?
Yeah,
You reckon?
I haven't been. Yeah, I haven't been out in Bournemouth for years now.
Do you go to Poolway? Do you?
Yeah, I normally go to Pool.
Right.
Yeah, I normally go to Pool. I think the town centre is a little bit nicer for shopping, and secondly, I think the bars. I'm not into the clubbing now. I'm a bit too old for that.
I
Can't
was never into it anyway.
Yeah, I'm just too old for it.
Oh yeah, we got a couple of people mentioning Marina's Wharf and Pool Quay. I had a couple of nights out down there. Crikey.
Yeah. Well,
especially back in the day, it's UP.
Yeah. Oh, crikey! I tell you what. I don't know if everybody knows the story actually on here, but we're going to talk about it very, very quickly because it's been a very random show today and be just a great conversation. But can you remember when I come in with the crutches, Ollie?
Yeah.
Back when I was working, in Fleetsbridge with you, and I had the crutches. Yeah. So basically, I think that was the last time I went out in Bournemouth.
Was this the ankle story?
Yes. So, I hadn't drunk very much at all. I was actually feeling quite sober. I was really pacing myself. And, I was with a guy called Jack Hopkins. Now, he does his own show on YouTube. I think he's got 183,000 subscribers or something ridiculous.
He's
like
doing
that.
incredibly well, Jack Hopkins. Kudos to Jack. He escaped the normal life and he's now living like an absolute king. So kudos to Jack.
Yeah. Very different content to us, but might not be everybody's cup of tea, to be honest, on here. But yeah, I was with him, and then we was walking up towards where was it? It used to be owned by Titemel. Halo, that was it.
Yeah.
Was walking towards Halo from down by the pier, and literally my ankles gave way. Now, I don't know how this happened. I don't know if I could do it again, but literally my ankles gave way. I fell on the floor, and Jack, grabbed me and just kind of held me from behind because I was in so much pain, up against these railings because he was worried that something else had happened. But yeah, it was my ankles and pain. I felt nothing like it. A police officer run over, wanted to know whether or not I needed an ambulance. I said, no, I'm all right, because I'm stupid like that. I got a taxi home and it took me about 15 minutes to get in. And then I had to go to the hospital in the morning anyway. So, yeah. There we are. I'll just run through these last comments. There we are. There's the story about the ankles, and they've never really been right since. You change your minds to stay up on Thursday morning game at 2:30. I'll be at work, so I've got to avoid my phone to not know the score. Yeah, we're not going to do the Manchester United one. It's too early, unless Matt decides otherwise. We'll leave it. we'll leave it there. See if anybody who wants to contribute to the Manchester United Summer Series 1.
Why don't we see what Badger's doing?
Very good point. Very good
Badger
point.
and Bournemouth, if you're at all available, by all means reach out on email. I would happily get involved with that with you for a couple of hours.
There we are. 2:30 in the morning. Although saying that, you don't sleep, do you?
No, I'll be honest. Usually I've still got laptops open, mate.
Darren
last night was the extended version of Lord of the Rings while the laptops were open.
Was it? Yeah. Precious, my dear. Used to go to Marina's Wharf back in the day down Pool. Yeah, I remember actually. I'm sure I went there.
Marina Wharf and Banana Wharf. Do you know Banana Wharf was up the stairs? It was the new development.
But yes.
Had the tapas bar in it, and that was an awesome
There's nothing
place.
Up there now.
I think it's gone, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit gutting. Daniel said he used to go down the quay as well in Poole. Yeah, I tell you what, it's been bought by a Green King, I think now. So yeah, and Darren Hurst, I grew up just down the road from Fleets Bridge. Yes, yeah, we used to work there for a company called Utility Point or UP Telecoms. Good days. And now we're working together again. There we are. Ollie impressed me because I'm the boss. No, you're doing a very good job, mate. Doing a very good job. Malcolm said, thanks, Paul, from Oz and Darren. And I always go to the Jolly Sailor in Poole, but it's changed now, so I need to test the new pub. Yeah, I've not been in this Jolly Sailor for years, so yeah, I might have to pop in there. But it's got the same name, I think, isn't it? But it must be different people. And Chris Hubble, what about coming to AFCB Jonathan Rowe, Ollie? Jonathan Rowe?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, so Jonathan Rowe is ex-Norwich and Marseille, possibly. I think ex-Norwich. I'm not sure where he's gone after that. I was just trying to look into him a little bit here. I'm not sure what the speculation is there, Chris. I don't think there's any links. I'm pretty sure he signed at Marseille for 17 million for this season.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah. Not a bad shout. I think if we'd have had our touch in, we could have had him. He doesn't look like he would have been necessarily a bad move for us. But no, yeah, he's not in speculation, Chris, whatsoever.
Fair enough. And I just want to give a quick shout out before we wrap up as well, because we have had some watchers on our Instagram channel. Guys, please come over to the main channel and get involved in the conversation. You're more than welcome. But we've had Louis join us. We've got Harrison joining us. We've got Donna. We've got Adrian. We've got Amy. We've got Harry. We've got Steve. And we got Jason. Good to see you all. Come over to the main channel. Craig, will you be there Friday? I hope so. I'll keep you posted because I am absolutely snowed, as you know. But yeah, I will do my very, very utmost. And I meant the key, but do go in the Jolly Sailor as well. There we are. So good to see it. And I'm sure we can get something worked out. If not, then I will certainly see you whilst you're over, Malcolm. But I think that's all there is for time for this morning. It's been a bumper show, even though we've covered a bit of Bournemouth, a bit of the away kit, a bit of the summer series, and we've talked about pubs a lot and Jack Grealish. So yeah, do hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the bell button. You know how it all works now. Sometimes we go off on a tangent, but hey, it's all a lot of fun. And we shall see you tomorrow morning, bright and early, 8 a.m. See you then, guys.
Cherries.
TalkSport Fan Network.
The ultimate on-demand destination for the UK's best fan-led football podcasts.
Want authentic supporter insight on all things Bournemouth? Follow Up the Cherries in all departments on the TalkSport Fan Network.
Club-dedicated content created by the fans, for the fans.
Search TalkSport Fan Network.
I should be like you, Mel.